Hey, welcome back everyone. This is going to be the final mechanical restoration video on this 1982 wagon. I'm just wrapping up doing some final little touches and then it's going to Scott for detail. One of the things I'm going to do in this video is remove the gauge cluster, and we're going to, I noticed the needles on the clock were a little dirty, so we're going to clean those up. I'll probably just replace those needles. We're going to check the potentiometer, the dimmer switch. I'm also going to check the operation of the Becker radio and the antenna. And then we're going to do a general walkthrough video of everything that we've done to the interior. All this wood has been sent off to Madeira Concepts and been refinished. All the window switches have been redone, the dash, everything in this car. And it's absolutely beautiful on the inside. So I'll go ahead and show you that in this video. Guys, all the cars that you see in these videos are for sale on my website, www.woodsandbarclay.com. Enjoy the video. All right, guys, you can see I have the ashtray out. And also, you can see I have the fader switch out. I didn't have that pressed all the way in because that fader switch is really dirty and hasn't been restored. And here's a restored fader switch that I want to put in there. This one's been lubricated and cleaned with Deox. Also, I noticed the flasher switch. It was not working correctly. You have to like jiggle it a little bit. So I've put in a refurbished flasher switch, and you can see it correctly lights up and turns our flashers on. And I'll go ahead and restore and clean this one up for the next project. Same with this fader switch. Same with this fader switch. So what we want to do now, we want to take out the radio. Let me plug this in real quick. All right, I have a replacement fader switch in there. But what I noticed on the radio, if you guys can see it in the camera, when I turn it on, it just lights up. There's no power. So I'm guessing it could be a fuse or the connections in the back are wrong. So, and you'll notice the fader switch and the flasher were actually out because this is all restored wood from Madeira Concepts. I've already replaced all this, but I left these loose and not pressed in, so it'd be easy to change those out to test the car. And of course, I've rebuilt all the window switches, but now we want to take out the Becker radio. I think we have to remove this ashtray frame to do that. And I want to see what the connections are like on the back and what I need to do here. Okay, see if I can slip this guy out. We're going to actually just unplug it from the cigarette lighter connection. Oh, there we go. This pops on with little clips, so I'll take that out. And let's go ahead. Now this has been restored with Bluetooth, and the original wiring has been reconnected. So I'm thinking it's something stupid on the back. Okay guys, excuse the background noise if you can hear it. If you can hear it, there's a concert down at the park at the end of the street. But I was really having trouble with this Becker 6112 in this car because I was missing the illumination connection. And then I realized this is a 1982 model, and the 82 model came with the Becker Europa. It did not come with the Becker Grand Prix. So that's the complete wrong radio for this car. The previous owner had this one restored with Bluetooth and installed in the car. But when I put all the wiring back to factory original, I couldn't get this thing to turn on. It was driving me crazy. Well, turns out I plugged all the connections up to this one. They fit perfect, and this radio works great. I had this on my shelf. So we're going to install the correct radio that would have come with this car because this is a 100% factory original restoration with as many original parts as possible. So let's go ahead and get this Becker Europa installed back into the car. Okay, I don't have everything reassembled yet, but I do have the correct Becker Europa radio installed, and all the connections are exactly where they should be. I removed the Becker 612 connections in there and rewired it back to factory original. So let's see if this works for us. Put our antenna up. There we go.
Stack up, the more benefits you'll get.
Perfect. Let's try the fader, the new fader switch. Perfect. That's in the rear. That's the front speakers. That's all speakers right there. Let's put that back in here. Guys, mission accomplished. Let's check our antenna. Turn that down a little bit. Oh yes, the original Hirschman antenna. Let's turn off the radio, make sure it retracts correctly. Boom. Mission accomplished, guys. So let me go ahead and get the panels and the ashtray reassembled, and then I'm going to show you guys the interior of this vehicle because that was the final piece. All right, guys, just wanted to show you in the interior here. Let's go ahead and flip on the interior light. There we go, guys. This is fully restored. All of that wood has been sent to Madeira Concepts and refinished in the exact correct color. That's the original wood out of the car. We actually removed the dash and put in an old stock dash. We replaced or rebuilt all the vacuum pods behind the dash, so all the vents and actuators are working correctly. We rebuilt the original window switches. You can see the correct icons are on all the switches. You guys just saw me do the fader and hazard switch. That's the original Becker Europa. We replaced the climate control unit, so it works perfect with the automatic climate control and the R12 air conditioner. There we go. Fantastic. These are the original seats. Flawless condition. But I'm really proud of that, guys. That's a lot of work to make these cars look like that. Also want to show you guys in the rear hatch area. We replaced the shocks, of course. And guys, this is all the original carpet in near flawless condition. It's been cleaned, detailed. Got your first aid kit, everything back there. The original spare. We even have the original strap that holds on the spare tire cover. Rear hatch door. All of this is correct. Guys, this is as good as it gets. It takes us many, many hours and a lot of work to get them like this. Let's go up to the driver's door. All right, we'll just take a look from the driver's side. Guys, this is what they would have looked like new from the factory. Look at that wood. It's all exactly matching, all correctly restored, and that's all the original wood. It was just retinted, and the polyester resin was reapplied by Madeira Concepts. It cost $1,200 to have that done, but I have cut 0 corners on this. I just realized I forgot to show under the dash. All of the under dash kick panels are in place with the correct covers for the screws. Keep in mind, Scott has not detailed this vehicle yet, so it's actually going to get even nicer than this. Let's go ahead and pop out that gauge cluster and let me change those clock hands. Before I pull out that gauge cluster, I need to disconnect the clip from the speedometer cable. It runs right down there and clips into a bracket. And I got to disconnect that so I can push it through the firewall and get enough room to get my hand behind the gauge cluster. So I'll go ahead and do that off camera. Okay guys, I got the gauge cluster on the bench here, and I have my new clock hands right here. But if you guys notice, see how bright these are and how dirty the ones are in here? I don't know why those are so dirty, but we're going to flip this over, remove this clock, and just put on our new hands, and that's just going to look way better. So removing the clock is really easy. You just take out these 4 screws right here. You can pull it out, and then I use some microchip pullers to pull off those hands. And I'll show you those. They look like this. You can get those in like PC Repair Tech kits, or they used to be in there years ago. I bet they're still in there. All right. We'll go ahead and pop out our clock here. Okay. Yeah, we can just see that the needles are just really dirty. And that's why the clock works. I can see someone replaced that capacitor. And that explains why the clock still works well, because I normally do that here at the shop. So, someone was working on this car a little bit before we got hold of it. Let's go ahead and pop these hands off here. There you go. I'll put that next to the new one. There you go. See the difference? There we go. There's the dirty one, and there's our nice new one. And we'll go ahead and pop this one off here. Now when you put these back on, you have to put them exactly at 12 o'clock noon. Now let me get a little towel and see if I can just wipe a little there, see if that cleans up at all. That's probably as clean as it's going to get there. All right, so we're going to put this one back on here. And we're going to line it up at 12 o'clock. And guys, that is going to look way better. See, there's the dirty one that was on there before. All right, let's go ahead and just reassemble this, get it back in the car. I also checked the potentiometer, the dimmer switch, and someone has replaced that dimmer switch because it is working very well. That's not the original. So that's good. Someone's already done the clock and the dimmer switch on this car. One of the previous owners must have been an enthusiast. All right, let's go ahead and reassemble this, get it back in the car, and we'll test everything out once I get it reinstalled. And then adjust our dimmer switch. There we go. Very nice. The dimmer switch is working, and we also have all of the lights along the dash. See, I can dim those or brighten those, and all of the lights down here. Dim, bright. So that's working fantastic. And we can see we have our nice new bright clock hands in there. And remember, I set it to 12 o'clock earlier, so it is correctly reading 12:10 now. It's been 10 minutes since I installed it. So there we go. We are done with everything in this interior. Radio, all the wood trim, dash, vacuum pods. So that's it for this video, guys. The next time you guys are going to see this car is over at Scott's shop for the exterior paint correction. And there's not too much to detail on the interior, but he always makes the seats look even better than they do now. You'd be surprised how much dirty diesel exhaust actually gets in these cars, and when you detail them, you may think your seat is clean, and then when you detail it, you'll be blown away by how much cleaner they get. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.